Okay, I know it's strange to start a video this way, but this one isn't good. I'll explain it after, but I really dislike this song for many reasons. Unfortunately, you know, I think that if you get to the root of the song, it's actually a very sweet, kind of semi-well written song, but boy, it's just not for me anymore. So I'm sorry that this is kind of half-assed. I've tried, you know, for 3 days now. I took Monday off, but I tried Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to get this sounding as good as possible, and I'm just bored. My heart is not in it, and for that reason, I can't drive myself to apply as much passion as I'd like to into it, and for that I'm sorry. But anyway, here is It Could Be Better, and I think it goes without saying, but it could be better.
I don't wanna talk, 'cause it'll only hurt more. I don't wanna bring it up again, 'cause it hurt like hell before. You know me too well, you make my head spin, and I'll just say something wrong. You pull me out of my shell, and then hate me when I'm done. But if the rain keeps falling, then you can't see the tears in my eyes. They say the night is daunting, but we all need somewhere to hide. So it could be better if I kept it to myself. Yeah, it could be better if I left it on the shelf. Before I go and say something I don't mean. Yeah, it could be better if I kept it to myself. Let's wipe the slate clean, and I'll bottle it up again. It's just how I've always been, even without you. 'Cause if the rain stops falling, then you start to see the tears in my eyes. And if the night stops calling, then we won't have somewhere to hide. So it could be better if I kept it to myself. Yeah, it could be better if I left it on the shelf. Before I go and say something I don't mean. Yeah, it could be better if I kept it to myself. I'd rather forget than have to forgive. I'd rather lose it than live with this memory. Don't wanna accept the things that you did. I try not to show it, but you know it hurts me. I'd rather forget than have to forgive. I'd rather lose it than live with this memory. Don't wanna accept the things that you did, 'cause you know it hurts me, yeah. Before I go and say something I don't mean. Before I go and say something I don't mean. It could be better if I kept it to myself. Yeah, it could be better if I I go and say something I don't mean. Yeah, it could be better if I kept it to myself.
I hate that guitar part! Okay, there you go. I don't know, I hope you like it. I wanted to go into the reasons as to why I fell out of love with this song. So when I wrote this song, I loved it. Basically it's written about something that's I struggle or have struggled with, and you know, still struggle with, honestly, which is talking about how I feel. I'm rubbish at it. I can't do it. And so I bottle things up to the point of eruption, basically, when you know there's just there aren't any more emotions that can stay in me, and I just release them, and I say things that I don't mean, and you know, sometimes that's really bad, and those things could be hurtful, and you know, I really don't mean them, but it's just because I've got this, you know, accumulation of things that I just haven't spoken about for a long time that just all comes out of me, like as Lindsay Lohan so eloquently put it, word vomit. So yeah, basically that I think there are some really lovely lyrics in this song, and that's the reason why I loved it so much initially. Definitely, you know, I love the pre-chorus of because if the rain keeps falling, like if I remain sad, if I don't say anything, then you can't see the tears in my eyes. So it's, you know, it's that image of if I'm standing outside and it's raining, you know, heavily, you can't tell if I'm crying. And I think that was, you know, something that I definitely feel, you know. If I don't say anything, you don't know that I'm sad. And in my head, that's something that I think a lot of people go through, you know, but at the time it was me in particular, I was definitely going through something like that. So that lyric in particular really stuck with me. And it actually, it was inspired by a Fight Star song. For those of you who don't know, I'm a big kind of metal fan, you know, and especially the kind of that new metal era, you know, Deftones, Linkin Park. Fight Star, I know people won't put them on that same list, but I grew up listening to them, and Charlie Simpson, in my opinion, has one of the best voices that I've ever heard. And if you haven't listened to Fight Star, but you like, you know, like Killswitch Engage, Linkin Park, the kind of melody and madness, you should definitely listen to Fight Star, 100%. 100%. Anyway, they had a song called Lost Like Tears in the Rain, and that was something that it stuck with me. As I said, you know, it was just like, yeah, if it is raining, you can't see tears. And so I wanted to mold that into a lyric. Another lyric I really like is, you know me too well, you make my head spin and I'll just say something wrong. So like I was talking about earlier, you pull me out of my shell and then hate me when I'm done. So it's like, you know, somebody wants me to talk about my feelings, maybe not for the correct or the kind of ethical reasons. They just want to, you know, almost for like a sport. And I, you know, no matter how many times I say, look, I just don't want to talk about it or whatever, they keep trying to make me talk about it. And then I do, and I say something hurtful that I don't mean. And then suddenly, you know, I'm the bad guy when I just didn't want to talk about it anyway. You know, that's something, again, that I felt a large amount of times. So yeah, I think, you know, that lyrically I actually really enjoy this song, and this song really does paint a picture of how I feel or felt. And for that, it holds a dear place in my heart. However, I hate the middle eight for this song. I've never been a fan of middle eights. If you listen to my songs, I discovered pretty early on that middle eights, the kind of, I don't know, typical orthodox middle eight, they're just not for me. I don't like them. I feel like they're forced and just not for me. And this middle eight in particular was very forced, and I just don't like it. Do not like it at all. And especially with the kind of powerhouse vocal of yeah at the end. I don't do that. That is somebody else's idea that it's made its way into the song and I couldn't get rid of it. So I don't like that at all. The guitar part, I do not play guitar this way. It's extremely difficult for me to play the kind of like Spanish picking and chopping. I can't do it. It's something that I just haven't practiced because I don't enjoy it. And it's something that I personally can't make sound good. So I've just left it out of my arsenal, you know? And so coming back and recording the guitar part, I realized just how frustrating it is. I go way off time so many times in this recording, and it's purely down to the style of the guitar. Don't like it. Also, a big reason, and probably the biggest one, you know, as to why I don't like this song so much, and the fact that I never play it live, etc., is what I was going through around the time of the song, the experience of recording this song. So I loved, as I said, I loved this song when I wrote it, and so did the label, and so I was very happy with that. I was actually on a real hot streak with the label. It seemed like every song I wrote they were loving, and I did not expect that to happen. And actually a few of the songs I didn't love, and a few of them actually got released, which is part of the reason why I kind of walked away from that deal. Anyway, I love this song and they loved this song, and they wanted to get a demo done straight away, a proper demo. You know, we had done a songwriting demo that was good. You know, it was raw and simple, but it was good. So I recorded it one time and everybody didn't like it. They said, no, I don't like it. Let's go, you know, go and record it again, but make it sound more like the demo, which this is an issue, okay? The demo for a song is its own entity. You know, when you record the demo for the song, a lot of the time that song is very new to you, and there are certain nuances and you know, syncopation with guitar and vocal melodies that, you know, you're just panicking and you're doing the song, and sometimes it sounds great, and it's a real charm that you can't replicate no matter how many times you record it. And that's something that I felt with this. You know, it can be better. Sometimes it's not good and it's just a rough demo, and that's fine because it's a rough demo, which oftentimes that situation is much better than if people like the demo. People call it demo-itis. Anyway, so I was sent back to record it more like the demo, and that happened about 8 times. And around about the 4th time, I was just so over the song. You know, I was so fed up of people just not taking the demo and running with it and, you know, releasing it as a rough song or whatever. People were trying to really polish the demo, but then when we polished it, they were like, oh, you got to bring it back. And then when we brought it back, they were just like, well, it's just a worse version of the demo. So I just got so sick of recording that song because I did it so many times, and the label, you know, put so much money into recording this song, and then it ended up as a track 3 on an EP anyway, which is where I wanted it to be. You know, I wanted it to be a rough demo, and the whole reason why we released these EPs was to put feelers out on songs, you know, just release what I was writing. If people liked it, we'd hear about it, and then we could work on that, you know, and that for me was why I did these EPs. Anyway, this section is 8 minutes 25. Basically, I just don't like the song, and for that I'm so sorry, because I really feel like that rubbed off on the performance here, and it's just pants. You know, the whole reason for me doing these TBTs is that I could revisit these songs and love them again, you know, but in particular the songs that I've kind of fallen out of love with. And it's worked, you know, up until this point, and I've really enjoyed it. But this one, it felt like I was sitting in an exam. You know, I really didn't enjoy it. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry. Vote for next week's song in the comment below, and like the song that you want to see next week in the comment. And yeah, thank you. Sorry. Who rhymes self with shelf?